SVG's Jason Dackman. We are at the 2023 Transport Conference in New York City. We're at the cutting room. I'm here with this year's chair, once again, Adam Whitlock of ESPN. Adam, first of all, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me. This has been a wonderful event.
So you became chair during the pandemic when this was a virtual event. Now you've had a couple years of in-person transport. We really, really appreciate your leadership, your guidance. You tell me, why do you think this event is important? Why do you view this event as valuable for the industry? Why have you agreed to chair it for a couple of years?
Well, first, it's an honor, so thank you for having me. This has been wonderful. It's great to be able to see the community all in one place. It's a great opportunity to share ideas, concepts, work with some of the vendors to be able to make some of those concepts a reality. It's also, it's a very small community, so to be able to have everybody in one place at one time, it's difficult to pull off otherwise. So this has been awesome.
We've seen this industry change dramatically over the last few years, and the business side of things is impacting the technology and operational side of things. One big area, college sports, right? I mean, the college conferences are almost unrecognizable. Every few years this happens with conference realignment. From a transmission standpoint, though, it changes the way that you guys think of stuff from an operations standpoint. Tell us a little bit about, especially with the portfolio that ESPN has, the massive volume of college games, how it's impacted you guys.
Yeah, so with the college conferences getting larger, it gives us an opportunity to really reimagine a good portion of it, but also gives us an opportunity to build a very similar infrastructure across the entire conference, right? And then as some additional schools or partner universities have joined, we get to build them out a little bit further. So there are several conferences, that we're very passionate about and very excited to be able to see that there is a much larger number of contributing partners, and really the productions are going to be that much larger in volume, right? So to be able to look at that volume differently than we had previously, where we might have had disparate solutions for disparate venues, to see them all kind of come in a more cohesive, economical sense, it makes a lot of sense because then we also can support them in a streamlined manner, right? So. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, the SEC network, ACC network, and all of your college football presence has come a long way, college sports presence, I should say. Beyond the business side of things, let's talk tech. Is there anything that you're super excited about these days in terms of a new technology or we'll say, developing technology from the transmission and transport side of things?
Yeah, actually, I heard quite a bit earlier today from several of the vendors and how they want to approach latency, right? How they want to approach quality, and where those two things aren't at odds with one another. So I was really excited to hear that JPEG XS is available in NFL venues across every NFL venue. And for our production staff, if we choose to be able to make use of those technologies, or that codec in particular, if we can make a segment more conversational by reducing the latency to milliseconds, right? If we can maintain the quality without having to make any reductions, and it's always that balance, right? You either have the quality, you have the latency, and I think as Janelle had mentioned earlier, that they give the customers the handles in some of those, right? But to then have the handles set to a high bar in both ends, latency and quality, that to me is very exciting, because then we can turn that right over to production. For sure.
Very cool. All kinds of exciting stuff. We're already excited for next year, but for now, thank you so much for chairing this year's event. We always appreciate your support, Adam.
For having me. All right. Take care.
For more reports from Transport 2023, check out sportsvideo.org and check out the SVG YouTube channel.